Okay, welcome. I'd like to call this November 25th, 2019 council meeting to order. In our midst, we have an Eagle Scout, Michael Gallagher, if you would like to approach the right front microphone here to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Jim has to abstain.
Okay. It's already on.
It's on. It should be on.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Simpson.
Here.
Starcher.
Here.
Coin.
Here.
Heffinger.
Here.
Lamb.
Here.
Rose.
Here.
Shields.
Here.
Reading of the minutes.
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields.
I move that the minutes of the regular meeting of November 12th, 2019 as prepared and submitted by the clerk be approved.
Second?
Discussion on the minutes. Will the clerk please call the roll on the approval of the minutes?
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Reports of standing committees. The Finance Committee met prior to council this evening and will again meet for the last time this year, 2 weeks from now. Health, Safety, and Sanitation, Mr. Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I attended the LST advisory meeting this past Thursday. Other than that, we don't have any meetings scheduled at this time.
Thank you. Public Properties, Mr. Shields.
Thank you, Mr. President. No meeting scheduled, no report this evening.
Special Legislation, Mr. Lamb.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last week we had a special legislation meeting and covered two subjects. One was the update of the comprehensive plan that was voted out of committee and will come to Finance Committee soon. The second thing on the agenda at the special legislation meeting was an ordinance. We reviewed ordinances on feeding wild animals within the city limits. We had a good discussion, came to no conclusion, and I'm still reviewing the sample ordinances that we have with the law director.
Thank you. Streets and Sidewalks, Mr. Heffinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report, and there's no meeting scheduled at this time.
Thank you. Water and Utilities, Mr. Starcher.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have information. We got some information from Avon Lake that we have to work on. There is a Water and Utilities Rate Review Commission scheduled for Thursday, December 12th at 5:30 p.m. After that, there will be a committee meeting to go over the changes from them. Thank you.
Thank you. And Emerging Technologies, Mr. Rose.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report, no meeting scheduled. However, the county will be announcing a new partner with regard to the county fiber loop and providing the internet. Once that announcement is made, I'll be scheduling a meeting to invite them and show us what they've got going for the city, how it'll help the city. So, thank you.
Thank you. Request for council action. We have several for finance. We have 19209 combined court discussion, 19210 2020 membership renewal to Main Street Medina, 19211 appoint Mayor Labaugh to the 911 Planning Committee, 19212 purchase agreement with County Park District, 19213 expenditure of $15,000 for Vass U Communications for the Street Department, 19214 Fair Housing Agreement, 19215 Budget Amendments, 19217 Memorandum of Understanding for Transit, 19218 Fiscal Year 18 CHIP Private Rehab at 1995 Hathaway Drive, Brunswick, Ohio. And for the Water and Utilities Committee, we have 19216 2020 and 2021 water rates. Reports of municipal officers. Mayor Hamwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. The parking deck, as you likely saw when you come in today, is well under construction. They've been working on the concrete last week and hope to do some more pours this week. We started the week of Labor Day. Long-term lots are available for parking at Castle Noel, the Feckley lot on the north side of Time 2, the county courthouse parking deck, and the county administration lot extension off of East Liberty Street. The parking lot between West Liberty and West Washington with the Huntington Bank drive-through has some designated 10-hour spaces as well as 4-hour spaces. And the municipal court lot is available on weekends and evenings when the court's not in session. 3-hour lots were established at the open areas of the lot between Sully's and Porter's, as well as the lot at the southeast corner of Elmwood and West Liberty Street. We established some customer parking along West Friendship Street adjacent to the Medina County Historical Society for folks to come in and get their permits or pay their utility bills or an application from civil service. And just outside of the northwest doors of City Hall, adjacent to the corner of West Friendship and North Elmwood, we added 2 handicap spaces on the patio outside at the bottom of the steps there. The utility drop boxes and post office mailbox were moved to the municipal court lot and will likely remain there even once the deck is completed. The mini library was moved to the 3-hour lot at the southeast corner of Elmwood and West Liberty Street. The 35th annual Candlelight Walk activities were this past weekend. I'd like to thank Main Street and the council and department heads for attending on Friday night. The service, parks department, streets department, and police and fire for making the 3-day event a huge success. Kimberly Marshall and I were contacted late Friday about a visit from Federal Senator Rob Portman, who wanted to come and see the town with the Candlelight Walk. He started at AI Root Candles, met Brad Root, and walked through the gift shop there, and then met with me and Kimberly on the square, and we visited PJ Marley's, who is one of the partners for the renovation of the Farmers Exchange, and some of the federal historic tax credits came through the state of Ohio to help support that project. So we wanted the senator to have a chance to talk with one of the partners. And then we also took him down to Polish Pottery. And I can tell you that the senator he needed to get out of town before the parade started for a dinner up in Cleveland, but he was very impressed with the crowded and vibrant downtown and the fact that we've been at 100% occupancy for the last 6+ years. And last but not least, I'd like to invite Michael Gallagher over for a proclamation. This is a City of Medina proclamation in recognition of Michael Gallagher, Eagle Scout. Whereas a congratulations is awarded to Michael Gallagher for achieving the highest award in scouting, earning the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas Michael has served his troop in a variety of leadership roles, including patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, and instructor. And whereas Michael completed a greatly appreciated Eagle project, he built 6 collapsible coat racks for the Medina Salvation Army to help manage the amounts of coats received for their annual coat drive. And whereas this award is a result of many years of hard work, resulting in outstanding developments in character, leadership, ability, citizenship, and physical fitness. And whereas Michael is to be commended on the determination and dedication he has expended during the years he has worked toward this goal of becoming an Eagle Scout. Now therefore, I, Dennis Hanwell, Mayor of the City of Medina, do hereby congratulate Michael Gallagher for all the work he has put forth during the years he has participated in scouting and on his persistence in achieving this highest award in scouting. And it's signed on the 25th day of November, and the city seal is attached thereto. Congratulations, Michael.
Thanks, sir.
So I'm going to ask Michael if he'll share what his project was.
So, hi, I'm Michael Gallagher. I'm part of the Troop 226 of Strongsville, Ohio, just a little bit north of here. I built 6 collapsible coat racks, which one of them you can see up towards the entrance if you want to take a look at that. I was directed to this project by my Aunt Chris, who volunteers at the Salvation Army, and after discussing plans with Lieutenant Spencer over what they need for their annual coat drive in December, they realized that they needed coat racks because they get so many every year that they need somewhere to put them all. So after discussing different ideas, I came across a collapsible idea that could be stored in a small closet area. Took about 79 hours between 15 scouts in order to complete it all.
Thank you. Congratulations, Michael. Well done.
Congratulations. Mr. Durham, Director of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. Later in the meeting, the council will be voting on the 2020 budget and the 2020 to 2024 five-year financial plan. I think we're all happy that it's only November and we're done with that. And in just a few months, we'll start working on 2021 budget and 21 to 25 five-year plan.
Can't wait. Mr. Huber, Law Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report.
Thank you, Chief Kinney, Police Department.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report, but I would like to congratulate Mike on his achievement of Eagle Scout.
Mrs. Marshall, Economic Development Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple items to note for council and the public this evening. First, wanted to make you all aware that we now have the brand new 2019-2020 Historic District Visitor Guide. You should have all received this in your mailbox. This is a refresh. We completely redesigned it and to accommodate for Southtown, and also rebranded it where hometown meets history. We did print 20,000 copies, and you can pick these up here at City Hall, also at our visitor center, and different retailers throughout the district. This is also a project that we do jointly with Main Street Medina, Medina Chamber of Commerce, and the Medina Community Design Committee. The next item is McJack Candy is having their annual Christmas factory sale that's open to the public for one day, which will be Saturday, December 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You also should have received that in your mailbox. They're located at 1087 Branch Road in Medina, and the sale is in the north building off of Commerce Drive. So if you get a chance, you could stop by and pick up some O-Fudge. And then last, we have our last round of ribbon cuttings for the year, which will be held on December 6th. And we have 2 of them scheduled. The first one is at 3 o'clock p.m., a new business called the Medina Gun Works, and they're located at 815 West Liberty Street. And again, we do these in partnership with Main Street and the Medina Chamber of Commerce. And then at 4 o'clock is the Blush Beauty Bar, which is another brand new business located at 740 East Washington Street, Suite E2. I did send out the electronic invites today, so you should all have those in your electronic or in your email box. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Planning and Community Development Director, Mr. Mendel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report this evening.
Thank you, Chief Painter and Fire Chief.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have one item. I'm happy to say the Invisible Fence Company, who makes the pet yard containment systems, will be donating pet rescue mask kits to the fire department. These kits have several mask sizes and shapes and are designed to help us resuscitate animals which may have smoke or chemical inhalation injuries. These units are going to be placed on each of our engines, the 4 LST ambulances, and one will go to the police K-9 unit. The official presentation of this equipment will be next Wednesday, December 4th at 9 a.m. at Fire Station Number 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wright, Recreation Center Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just 2 quick items. The new winter program brochure for the Rec Center will be in the Post newspapers on Saturday, December 14th, and hard copies will be available for pickup at the Rec Center on Sunday, December 15th. The last Rec Advisory Committee meeting of the year will be Thursday, December 19th at 7:30 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patton, City Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. President. An update on our South Elmwood Bridge project. We do anticipate finishing all the concrete work this week, which means we anticipate opening the road next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Piccoli, Service Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I have a few folks I'd like to acknowledge as well with their work involving the holiday lighting and the Candlelight Walk. Bobby Duker with Chippewa Roofing. He's also known as the lighting guy. He's helped us. We're in our 8th season with respect to the holiday lighting. The street department, specifically Andre Go's supervisor, Mike Tabor, MEO, they work diligently on North Court Street and rewrapping trees. Dan Gladish, who's our chief building official, he's not here tonight, but he has specific expertise with identifying faulty wiring and plugs, so he was a great help. He also worked with John Coyne IV, not the president of the council, but his son of Jennifer and John Coyne, who is a phenomenal young man. He actually automated the lighting to have these remotes remotely start the building lights as well as the street trees on all the corners of the square. And he worked with Dan, and the council members would actually hold the remotes and pull the switch, so to speak. So thanks for his work on that. And lastly, our LEAF program is still alive and well, in difference to what people may think. We're back out there, and we're hopeful that we can continue picking up leaves until the weather says different. So thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Confirmation of mayoral appointments. If there's no objection, I'm just going to do them all at once. Is there an objection?
Well, I was
Okay, so we have Laura Nemeth for the Recreation Center Advisory Committee for a term expiring 12/31/22. Keith Soy for Recreation Center Advisory Committee with a term expiring 12/31/22. Eric Heffinger for the Medina County Planning Commission for a term expiring 12/31/22. And Jim Shields for the Medina County Planning Commission alternate for a term expiring 12/31/22.
Move to confirm the mayor's appointments.
Second.
Discussion on the confirmation of the mayor's appointments? Will the clerk please call the roll on the approval of the confirmation of mayor's appointments?
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Notices, communications, and petitions, there's none. Introduction of visitors. Members of the public will be permitted the opportunity to speak on any issue or concern which pertains to the city during a portion of the council agenda devoted to introduction of visitors. All comments shall be directed to the chair, and a reasonable time limit of approximately 5 minutes will be imposed. If there's a group, please appoint a spokesperson. Speakers should approach the front right microphone and state their name and address so it can be entered into the minutes. Members of the public will be afforded the opportunity to comment on other portions of the meeting as determined by the chair or by a vote of the majority of council members present. Is there anybody that wishes to address council at this time? Yes, Matt.
Thank you, Mr. President. Matt Weaverville, 426 East Liberty. I'm here tonight on behalf of Main Street Medina to express a very humble thank you to the city of Medina for their assistance
Matt, turn on the mic there.
during the
There you
35th
go.
Candlelight Walk. Thank you. We had some severe challenges with the event this year on Thursday night and Friday going into the event, but the city stepped in and stepped up and really saved the day, and for that we are eternally grateful. So thank you for the partnership. Thank you for making it possible to welcome over 30,000 guests to the city for Candlelight Walk, and we look forward to year 36 in 2020. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for all you do also. I mean, we have a great downtown, and Main Street Medina is an integral part of that, and all your hard work is greatly appreciated.
You're here.
All right, well, that looks nice. We're going to hang that up. We're going to hang that up at probably council. I think. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay. Anybody else that wishes to address council at this time? Okay. Introduction and consideration of ordinances and resolutions. We have ordinance 18119, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Medical Mutual of Ohio for healthcare insurance for employees of the city of Medina.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mayor Hamwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. So the city, for the last 3 years, 3 years ago we had a 0% increase, then we had a 7.5% decrease, then a 4.5% decrease for a total of 12% over the last 3 years. This year we had a number of claims that were a little unusual and a little high. Originally Medical Mutual, they didn't want to lose the contract with the city, but originally they were looking at about a 20% increase. And our broker for the healthcare, Shuli's, Dino Shuli's benefit group here in the city, negotiated with them and was able to work that down to 8.5%. So when you think about that, that's really not an 8.5%. It is over what we've been paying from last year, but in that 4-year span, we're still down by 3.5% over what we paid in 2016. By keeping with the same company, the other advantages are that if doctors aren't in the network, if some of the coverages aren't provided with the new provider, as well as giving everybody all new cards, there's some advantages. So I'd respectfully ask council's approval to stay with Medical Mutual with this modest increase.
Any further discussion? And again, just so people understand, I think our total premium cost is around 2.5 million or 2.4 million, right around there. So health insurance does cost a lot of money. So that's a great, the small increase that we had was awesome over the past 4 years. Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Ordinance 181-19 passes 7-0.
Resolution 18219, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a sponsor partnership responsibility acknowledgement with Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency, NOACA, for a federal aid project grant for West Smith Road Phase 4 project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, Mr. Patton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think it was back in 2016 where council first authorized us to pursue this grant. This is for the reconstruction of West Smith Road. It'll be the final phase between South Court Street and just east of State Road. We were unsuccessful for a couple years. We found out last month that we were successful in receiving $2,046,590 grant from NOACA, federal money, to complete this project. They do require an authorized agency representative to sign a kind of a partnership commitment, and that's why we're here today. They ask for your authorization to allow the mayor to sign that.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on adoption of the resolution.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Resolution 182-19 passes 7-0.
Resolution 18319, a resolution expressing the intent to sell municipally owned personal property which is no longer needed for public use or which is obsolete or unfit for the use in which it was acquired by internet auction during the calendar year 2020.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? I guess this is just our annual, so we can sell our personal property throughout the year. Mr. Bacola usually holds those auctions at the garage. But, oh, is this Chief Painter? This is you?
Yeah, I had actually brought it up last year to try to sell some of the fire trucks on GovDeals or one of the other 8 online.
Or you were being quiet over there. I wasn't sure.
I know it's just a general one going through, so.
So this is just to try again next year to do different things?
Right. Kathy says we have to update it every year to keep it current for anyone that's going to use
Yes,
the
we are
system.
supposed to.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll in adoption of the resolution.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Resolution 183-19 passes 7-0.
Resolution 18419, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into agreements with Medina County Commissioners at the Medina County Public Defenders Commission so that to provide legal counsel to indigent persons charged with a violation of the city ordinances.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Huber? Do you want to do this one?
What is this?
This is all about the law stuff.
Every
so.
year, we have a contract required by the state of Ohio concerning representation of indigent defendants through our public defender's office. This is the same language as the contracts we've had in previous years, but we are required to renew this every year.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Please call the roll on the adoption of the resolution.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Resolution 184-19 passes 7-0.
Resolution or ordinance 18519, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Medina, Ohio, certifying that when a municipal obligation was incurred, sums were lawfully appropriated in funds to satisfy the obligation, and sufficient sums currently exist to satisfy this obligation.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President,
Mr. Shield?
the emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second, excuse me, my second includes the emergency clause.
Everybody okay up here? Everybody's coughing. I'm a little nervous. Holy cow.
Going around.
Thank you. Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is in regard to legal services provided to the city that have already been provided, so the emergency clause is requested so we can get that vendor paid.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the ordinance and/or the emergency clause? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the emergency clause?
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Ordinance 185-19 passes 7-0.
Resolution 18619, a resolution pursuant to Division A3 of Section 128.06 of the Ohio Revised Code to select Mayor Robin Lawbaugh of the City of Wadsworth as the additional voting member to the 911 Planning Committee.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President.
Mr. Shields.
Emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Discussion on the emergency clause and the resolution. Mayor Hanwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. So the 911 Planning Committee was established in the late 90s, and it stated then that with our population at that time, the mayor of the most populous and the second most populous, which is Brunswick and the city of Medina, respectively, served on the committee along with a number of other members. And we're looking at redoing the plan, but because the population of the county has increased to over 175,000, it also requires us to add an additional municipality, and Wadsworth is the remaining municipality left. And the reason for the emergency clause is we're trying to get the plan updated and apply for a grant that has a deadline of 12/31 of this year.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the resolution and/or the emergency clause? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the emergency clause?
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the resolution?
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin. Resolution 186-19 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 187-19, ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Medina, Ohio for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2020.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you know, this is a process that started back in February, and this is our budget for 2020.
I know, that's great, isn't it? We only have like 2 months left before we start another one. It's exciting.
It never ends.
All right, any further discussion on the 2020 budget? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Ordinance 187-19 passes 7-0.
Resolution 188-19, a resolution adopting a 5-year budget of the city of Medina, Ohio for a period beginning January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2024.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Durham.
I don't have much to add. This is the 5-year plan that goes along with the budget.
Very exciting again. I mean, these are things that are so exciting. We'll start on this next year again to go another year. Can't wait. Clerk, please call the roll on the adoption of the resolution.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Resolution 188-19 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 189-19, an ordinance repealing ordinance number 151-15 passed December 14th, 2015, and replacing section 161-13 of the codified ordinances of the city of Medina, Ohio, relative to the allocation of the income tax funds.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. We are able to reallocate income tax funds due to the fact that the state increased the gas tax, which gives us more revenue in the street fund. They were getting some income tax. They're going to be getting a little less with this reallocation. We're putting some of that money into our unanticipated capital necessities fund, which we have not increased for a number of years. So we haven't really kept up with inflation there. So this is going to take care of that. And then in a few years, when the debt service at the rec center is done, that allocation that covers that will also be reallocated.
Thank you. Any further discussion or comment on the reallocation of the income tax? Will clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Ordinance 189-19 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 190-19, an ordinance amending ordinance number 195-18 passed December 10th, 2018, amendments to the 2019 budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. There's a few items from different departments here. One's a pass-through of donations. We're purchasing some land, some police activities, and then the agency fund is money that we hold, but it's not ours, and we hold it for someone else.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance.
Starcher.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Ordinance 190-19 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 191-19, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an amended joint operating agreement between the Board of Education of the Medina City School District and the City of Medina, Ohio, relative to the Medina Recreation Center, and repealing all prior ordinances pertaining to this agreement.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Mr. Wright?
Thank you, Mr. President. The ordinance 191-19 is regarding the joint operating agreement between the Medina City School District and the City of Medina. The original agreement was signed back in 2001. These are revisions to that agreement. These revisions include a change in the overall split between the two entities due to corrections and inefficiencies of the building, change in custodial services, and some other small changes. I want to thank the members of the committee for their time and effort in meeting and other correspondences in discussing these revisions. Thank you.
Thank you for the discussion.
John, I have a question.
Mr. Huber.
The clerk mentioned on page 16 there's language concerning what is distributed into the Joint Capital Improvement Fund. Was that worked out with Dr. Quallett? Because I never heard back.
She did send me the copy, and I did edit it, and I sent her a edited copy of what we were voting on tonight.
So that's what we have now?
We have the 100%.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields.
since my employer is involved in this, we'll need to abstain.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments on the ordinance? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Did you move?
Yes, I
Second?
did.
Oh, I missed that. Coin.
Yes.
Heffinger.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Abstain.
Simpson.
Yes.
Starcher.
Yes.
Ordinance 191-19 passes 6 yeas, 1 abstention.
Council comments. Mr. Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple things real quick. First of all, Matt, again, another remarkable weekend or another remarkable year. You sent us all a update on what transpired in 2019 thus far, and it's every year it's more impressive, and the number of businesses and individuals that help this and donate money to this is just remarkable. To Nino, and all the city staff that participated, there was a couple glitches that the city was able to step up and take part in it and resolve the glitch, which is not surprising at all. That happens several times a year, but thanks for your hard work. To the community, it was another, even though Saturday night the weather turned a little sour for us, all the events that happened this weekend was just phenomenal. I had relatives up from Florida, specifically came up for this event, and they were so impressed. I just can't say enough about the Main Street Medina and the literally hundreds of volunteers that put this weekend together. It is phenomenal. I had a dear friend. I'm always, I usually get on a soapbox and remind people to be kind to one another. I had a dear friend forward this little statement to me, which I think is appropriate to read, and I'll read it real quick. Let me take a second. This will just help you remember how to be kind. Tip your server. Return your shopping cart. Pick up a piece of trash. Hold the door open for a person behind you. Let someone into your lane. Small acts can have a ripple effect, and that's how we change the world. So, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mr. Rose.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I do want to extend my apologies to Denny's relatives for the lack of snow. They came up from Florida. They wanted to see snow. So, sorry, Matt. Could you take
Next
care
year,
of that
Matt,
next year?
try that, okay?
Okay, thank you. And I do want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. We do have a great deal to be thankful for, and everybody should stop and reflect, spend time with family, and reflect on everything that they are thankful for living in the great town of Medina. Thank you.
Okay, any other council comments? Hearing none, the meeting's adjourned.